What's up everyone, V here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Star Wars The Black Series, formerly Darth, now just Maul. Yes, this is a Darth Maul, not Darth anymore because he technically isn't Darth Maul when he's wearing this look, just Maul, as he appears in Star Wars The Clone Wars Peak Show, but specifically how he appears during, like, the Mandalorian arcs. And, yeah, Darth Maul. Who doesn't love Darth Maul? If it wasn't for the Clone Wars, I don't think anyone would love him nearly as much. The Clone Wars really defined Maul as a character, and Rebels brought a nice conclusion to his character. And yeah, although he isn't my favorite Star Wars character, he is really cool, and I think the voice actor, I think his name's Sam Witwer. I don't remember the last name perfectly, but you know me, I never get the names right, or the pronunciations right. But yeah, he kills it as Darth Maul, and they honestly really made Darth Maul a really cool character. And like I said, he's not my favorite Star Wars character, but he's awesome. Who doesn't love him? And this, I believe, is his best looking suit, the one he wears when he's like ruling Mandalore, and it's also what he wears in that final Clone Wars arc. By God, peak television, peak Star Wars, peak everything, to be honest. Just 4 straight episodes of fire that they cooked up for that final season of Clone Wars. But yeah, and I love this look for him. I think it's the coolest and most unique one, because like the first one's kind of just robes, then the second one's him just shirtless with Grievous legs. Then you got this peak fit, and then in Rebels it's just wearing a t-shirt, basically, nothing too exciting. But this, I think, is the best Darth Maul, and I saw this at Target, and I chose to buy Galvatron instead, so I never saw him again until I went to the comic shop to buy Ahsoka and Boba Fett. Also, by the way, check out that Ahsoka review, it's a previous review. And I saw Maul there, and I was like, I can't pass it up again. And I got it, and my God, I was blown away. I mean, it looks really good, but I was just blown away by how cool he is. So before we get into Darth Maul, I used to be able to do a really good impression back when Season 7 came out, and now my impression just sounds like booty. But, yeah, we'll see if the impression gets any better throughout the rest of this review. But like always, we gotta look at the box first, and this is, of course, the newer Black Series box, but before windowless. Yeah, windowless. I always feel like I say it wrong because I know I've said before windowed package, or called window packages windowless before, but anyway, this is, of course, the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Black Series packaging. Probably my favorite packaging for any line ever. Got the nice window there showing the figure. Darth Maul, Star Wars The Clone Wars, Hasbro 4+. If you're 3 years old, you're not allowed to touch this, although his horns be sharp, so I understand. Star Wars The Black Series Tampa there, $32. Yeah, I paid a pretty penny for them, but I got a job, so, you know, it's worth it. Star Wars The Black Series, just a stripe there. And then you got that, those nice, nice shots and artwork of the character on the side with the nice orangish glow that the Clone Wars figures have, which I really... It's not orange? Is that orange? That's yellow. Hey, a train. Every video. Gotta love living near train tracks. That train was really long and really loud, but yeah, I love the like, it looks like it's a lot more simplistic sketch, and it gets to super detailed at the top. Love it. And you can see the little throne back there. And on the back, 11, got some nice artwork of Maul. And a bio that reads, a deadly, agile Sith Lord, Darth Maul was a formidable warrior and scheming mastermind. He wielded an intimidating double-bladed lightsaber and fought with a menacing ferocity. And, got a little window up there, so yeah. Love the boxes. And here is Maul in all his glory, and he does look like he's got a lot of ferocity to him. And for accessories, this is the Black Series line, so it's not like they're going to be bathing in accessories. I'm trying to fix the lighting because, you know, I don't have the best camera or best lighting setup. But yeah, for accessories, he comes with his double-bladed lightsaber. And, it is huge. Even, because, like, you can split it apart to have him have 2, but even then, like, the handles for just 1 are super long. So yeah, it just, combined, it is a beast. And of course, like every Black Series lightsaber, you can remove it. And I don't believe there's a way to hilt it. They do have pegs, but I want to believe, I think this is a reuse of the Phantom Menace lightsaber, which I honestly don't care, because this hilt, this one specifically looks a lot like Phantom Menace. But getting in for some closer details, hopefully, if it focuses. We just not going to focus. There we go. It's got a lot of nice paintwork and some beautiful sculpting. And for some reason, the silvers are different from this to this, which is strange. But yeah, and again, you can just pop that out right there. And his hands are sculpted really well, so you can just pry that open. I mean, it's easier to put one in and then connect the other, but yeah, I'll take the easy way. And yeah, here he is wielding his double-bladed lightsaber, and you can do the thing where he holds it up. Oh, we ain't even in focus. Where he holds it up before he did the thing in Clone Wars, you know? I think he did do the Sith scream, right? I'm not just... he did it too, right? I know Palpatine did it, but I think Darth Maul did it in that fight. It's really cool, and you can kind of get him to hold it with 2 hands, but it's a little difficult, so I just try to... Should I? Should I? Shall I attempt it? I shall, because why not, right? It's a review. You want to know if you can have Darth Maul hold it, and if I break the lightsaber, then so be it. It's fighting me. It's really fighting me. But you can kinda get it. It looks a bit awkward. I feel like if you put more time and effort and you can actually pose figures, unlike me, you can actually get it looking good. And of course you can just split it and have him with 2 lightsabers, because I know at one point in the Clone Wars he just had a single lightsaber when he was with Savage. I know he just had like 1 lightsaber as opposed to the double-bladed one. But yeah, still looks really cool, you know. He's just a really cool character. So yeah, lightsabers aside, this figure's awesome. I was really blown away. I mean, it looks good, but as a person who's not insanely losing their mind over Darth Maul, I wasn't the most hyped for it, although I was hyped. If this came out during Season 7 of the Clone Wars, I would have been more hyped. They took their time with it, but honestly, it looks great. This is a great live-action adaptation of this design. Like, coming into the head sculpt here. And up in the brightness, because it's incredibly hard. They got the tattoos down perfectly. Thought someone was in my house. Turns out it's just the cats running around. It's fun for a split second thinking your house is getting robbed. I mean, they'll be making away with a lot of action figures. But yeah, anyway. They got the painting for the lines on his face done really well. The nice crisp lines are done beautifully. And his horns, not thorns. His horns are painted and sculpted really well. The sculpt looks really good. And they're pretty, ow, that actually hurt. This one in particular is super sharp. And it's hard to tell because he's red and black are the 2 colors my camera does not like to pick up on. So, pardon if this review is, hella scuffed. But yeah, you can kind of see he's, gritting his teeth a bit. I can't tell if it's, gritting or smile. Kind of like a smile or smirk, maybe. I feel like it's more gritting. And the eyes, hard to tell, again, on camera, but he's got the Sith eyes painted beautifully. He just looks great. Then coming down to his chest, you got the nice robes coming down to his exposed chest. I'm assuming this is the same exposed chest as the shirtless Maul. But kind of moving it out a bit, you can... Oh! I thought they painted it all the way, but I don't think they did. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's covered like that, but yeah. The paint that is there looks really good. And the sculpt's really nice. And onto the back, you got a nice little texture there with more of the sculpt there. Coming down to his weird little mini skirt thingy. And all the nice silvers are painted there really well. Come down to the arm. This is a separate rubbery piece, just like the Stormtrooper armor, and now the clone armor, I believe. Just some brown clothes. Nothing too exciting. They come down to his gauntlets with some nice silver. And to his legs, you got the baggy pants. And of course his robot legs, because he's got robot legs. I don't know what these pouches are for, but I don't know. Store his drugs, I guess. I don't know. Because doesn't he become like a drug lord or something? I don't exactly know what that group he starts during the that he's running in solo is called, but I'm assuming they smuggle some spice, so may need to hide some spice in the pockets. Then get to his robo legs, which look really cool. They're nice and detailed. Some nice sculpt, some different paint apps, some gunmetal gray scattered throughout, and it looks really good. So overall, this figure is like really awesome. And this piece and this overlay and the shoulder pads are all like rubbery, so you don't have to worry about it getting in the way of articulation. And speaking of articulation, he's got a good bit. Whew, can never speak. So he's got a dumbbell joint at the head, as they do, but he also has a joint at the neck, which means he can look that far down, that far up. Also, here's what the top of his head looks like. I feel like I did not show that. And you got a bunch of red around his horns back there as well. And ears. Wait, did they give him the piercings? Oh, you can't see it. Dang, that's tough. But he can bob his head back and forth. Rotate. Arm moves out that far. You could probably get it maybe a bit more out, but I don't really see why you need to. And you can rotate it a full 360 with that shoulder pad. Single jointed elbows, really tough, but you can get it rotating as well. And both hands hinge up and down and rotate. There's a diaphragm joint, and the diaphragm joint at the bottom and at the torso there, but that torso one's not going to get much going because the overlay. But you can get it moving back that far. Rotate, and a bit of bob. Legs kick that far forward and not far back, despite the fact that he has absolutely no cake, which in his defense, he did get his legs cut off, so that's just a plate of steel. Which, by the way, how does he use the restroom? If he was like cut at the waist here, how does he use the restroom? Or does he not use the restroom? Which, honestly, does he even eat? Does he just eat hatred and anger for Kenobi for breakfast? I mean, that's how he survived to begin with. He couldn't have not been having good meals on that trash planet. But it can do the splits really well. I mean, as you'd hope for a force-wielding character. Are we even in focus? Ho. Camera almost flipped. You got a thigh rotation and a rotation at the leg. Single jointed knee, bends decently. Hinge up and down, and a rocker. So yeah, he's got pretty good articulation, but one thing I have to acknowledge is, why is he small? He is. And we got him standing. This joint's a little awkward to move, at least on mine, but he is small. Like, surprisingly small. You'd think a guy who has robot legs would have made himself a bit taller, but no. Although I do know Black Series are a bit smaller than normal figures, but here he is next to a Marvel Legends and a Voyager class Transformers figure, Siege Shockwave, and this is Moon Knight. But look at how small he is. Like, what? And for a 7-inch scale comparison, here he is next to a Jazz Wears Halo and a DC McFarlane, Flash and Master Chief. I mean, of course he's small to them, but like bringing in some Star Wars characters. Here he is next to Ahsoka, and like, Ahsoka's like the same height, which is really strange. I don't have that final, like the Mandalore Ahsoka, although, spoiler alert for Ahsoka, you've been warned. Hopefully we get a new one since we actually get to see what she looks like in live action in that episode. So yeah. And here he is next to Anakin, because another figure that's taller than him. And because, he took over them, here he is next to a Death Watch trooper. Again, kind of taller than him, which is weird. And because it's the man he hates the most, here he is next to Kenobi! This is the Attack of the Clones figure, and this is the Kenobi figure. And yeah, I guess Kenobi's around his height. I feel like this one's taller than the other one. Although they're around the same size. Like, I feel like Kenobi's just a slight bit taller. But, I mean, I guess it's alright, but I feel like he is a bit small. But yeah, and for funsies, here he is next to Bum 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 Palpatine himself, Papa Palps. He's in the house. He's not wanting to stand, but to be fair, this is Palpatine when he sat and did nothing for his remaining days, because he got beat up by a small green guy. Actually, no, the lightning was from Mace Windu, which was technically from himself, so he did it to himself, let's be honest. But yeah, they look great together, even though he had a better looking face when they fought each other. By the way, they need to make a Clone Wars / Revenge of the Sith Palpatine, because that looked so good, and you can recreate their battle. So yeah. And I do want to get that Ahsoka, and hopefully they do make that new Ahsoka so that I can recreate I was hoping for Kenobi. Why are you here? With a... Has the impression got better? Let me know in the comments below! I'm just kidding, I honestly don't care, I know it's bad. So yeah, that's about it for Maul. I tried to make this one a bit quicker, because I don't want to be taking up an hour of your guys' time while hearing me ramble on about a piece of plastic. Do I recommend this figure? Hell yeah, this figure's good. Even me, a person who's not the largest fan of Darth Maul, had a blast getting this figure. And for a while, I got Crosshair, Book of Boba Fett, the Imperial Crosshair, Ahsoka, and Darth Maul. And out of all of those, this Darth Maul was my favorite. Boba's kind of warming up to me, and I did get Kenobi. And another guy we'll be reviewing soon. And I do think I prefer those a bit more. But as it stands, out of those four, I do think he's the best. And I love him. And if you're a huge fan of Darth Maul, highly recommend this figure. And if you just want a Darth Maul, I think this is the one to go for. It's, in my opinion, his best look. And they translated it perfectly into live action. Like, this looks like it just was ripped straight from a live action, like, Maul look. It doesn't look like it was inspired by animation at all. They did a phenomenal job on this one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, subscribe. Oh, that was bad. Check out my previous reviews. A lot of Spider-Man stuff. I'm trying to get the Transformers ones, but the Transformers videos take so long to record that I never want to do them, because you gotta transform so many different figures. But yeah, and I will be definitely doing more Black series, and I've reviewed Ahsoka. Go check that one out. And check out my Instagram, MoonEdXO, where I geek out about the newest episodes of Ahsoka. Especially last episode. Spoiler alert again. I saw my boy, my man, Rex. It's my wallpaper. And I'm so glad they did a character poster, because the one full body shot of him in the episode is so far back that the only picture I had is so crusty. But yeah, check out my Instagram, MoonEdXO. You can check out, talk to me there. Get sneak peeks for upcoming reviews, not previous reviews, and you can see my art and stuff. So yeah, that's about it. Hope you have a horrible day, as Maul would probably say, because does he look like he wishes joy upon anyone? He doesn't look like he's a nice guy. Isn't I saw a post about this line, and isn't the line where it's like, the only thing you can tell me, or like, I don't think it's like, so I can find Jabba at Jabba's palace. I know I butchered the line, but that line's great. Doesn't he just stab someone or cut someone's head off? Man, those Maul episodes were phenomenal in Clone Wars. But yeah, that's about it. Hope you have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you. That was not even remotely close. I thought it would get better, but I feel like the only line I can do is the Why are you here? That's the one Darth Maul line I can do. There it is. Goodbye.